Okay, everything's set up. Let's figure out what's going to happen first. Okay, I'm going to share the screen. And well, let's see. Where's it? I'm going to start here with the stories. Actually, I'm going to start with this. I came across this as it was out of order. Oh, it's not with the rest of the shows. So I figured I'd give it a try today. This was in the beginning of this show, episode 9. There might have been a few episodes that weren't recorded before this, but once the recordings all started, this was number 9. Not responding at the moment. So, but now it is. I was going to ask how your 2 weeks were. It's been 2 weeks since I've done this. Last week was self-care healing kind of week. Okay, here we go. Oh, this was the story. I'm gonna do this after the slideshow. Hopefully, I can do the slideshow first. That's what I would like. But okay. Let's start it. Okay. Slideshow from current slide. All right. This was what it was called then, Karen Ryce's Family Zoom Station, episode 9. The one rule when parents disagree. It's good the one rule was it. That's why I took this on now. During the first part of this 1-hour show, I share tips and strategies that create harmony with kids. Then we open things up for Q&A and discussion. That's when we have guests. We had a lot of guests in those days. Before I get into this week's topic, dealing with parents who disagree, I want to briefly go over the one rule. As I've mentioned, the purpose of what I share here is to help create harmony between kids and adults. Of all that I've discovered and created to do this, the one rule is the simplest and most powerful strategy I've come across so far. It's a clear, simple version of what I actually did to create harmony with kids. When you realize that there are differences between you, decide to use the one rule to find a harmonious solution to your differences. You're not giving up on your personal desire. You're just expanding it to include someone else, like your child. When you use the one rule, you are committed to finding a solution that everyone involved can agree to, because it is a solution that is satisfying to everyone. That is what you commit to when you use the one rule. Everyone involved agrees with the solution. That is why it is called a rule. I call it agreement. My youngest daughter came up with that name. As I discussed during last week's Zoom show, and as was discussed in our Facebook group, Happy Kids members, come join us. We all have differences, so it is common for parents to disagree with each other. The one rule helps resolve these differences in a respectful, peaceful manner. You become a team, working together to find satisfaction for all involved. Here's a strategy I came across many years ago, which I found very useful in helping to create harmony. It might make it easier for parents to find agreement. I learned that anger is a secondary emotion. Before you feel anger, you feel some other negative emotion, sad, hurt, frustrated. If you deal with the cause of that emotion, then you do not get angry. When I started using this strategy, I stopped getting angry. I used to have a newspaper column where people would ask me how to respectfully resolve situations with their families. I would answer them in the newspaper. Some of them concerned disagreements between parents. Today, I'm going to address a couple of those questions using the one rule. Question: I've been in your workshops before, and I'm getting better at being respectful with my children. My problem is not with them, but with my husband. He is not willing to be or interested in being a respectful parent. When I see improvement in my son's self-esteem and then watch it go down the drain because of something his father says to him, it breaks my heart. Sometimes my husband and I end up fighting about all of this. I don't know what to do. I'm very frustrated. Answer: I know that this kind of situation can be extremely frustrating. It can also be disheartening and very stressful, especially for you. You have a vision of how things can be better and are making efforts to create these changes. It's hard to make efforts when they seem in vain, but they are not in vain, even if they seem that way right now. Patience and perseverance do make a difference. It may help you to realize that their father's behavior might not be so stressful for the children. Unless they're under 3, they're used to his behavior. They may not like it any better than you do, but it is what they are used to. It does make it more difficult for you to help build self-esteem in your kids, but you can do it. It may take more awareness on your part regarding when and how they need your help. Encourage them to exercise as much power over their lives as they are willing, interested, and able to. Feeling empowered and powerful does a lot for building self-esteem. Maybe your husband isn't interested in being a harmonious parent, but hopefully he is interested in being respectful with you. Tell him that you want to negotiate with him about approaches to parenting. Here is a chance to practice all your skills: clear two-way communication, focused listening, and the win-win negotiating of the one rule. Be sure he knows exactly how you feel, what you need, what behavior is okay with you, and what is not. Be sure you have the same understanding of him. Coming to agreement may take some time, but it is worth the effort. When you practice the one rule with him, it gives him firsthand experience of how it works. He can better understand the value of harmonious solutions when he has received personal benefits from them. This can help him accept this approach faster, much faster than when you fight about it. Fighting is more likely to have the opposite effect, making him even more attached to his parenting methods. Another way to give him firsthand positive experience of the one rule is to offer to help negotiate any conflicts that arise between your husband and your children. This can also help speed up his acceptance of the harmonious approach. As I've experienced, this can even be effective when both parties have no faith in finding agreement. He may come to see the efficiency of your parenting. Agreements are kept, peaceful, cooperative interactions, things getting done faster with less hassle. Remember patience, perseverance, and forgiveness. If you are determined to introduce this into your family, it can happen. Here's another question related to the questions that came up at the end of last week's Zoom show. You'll see how the one rule can bring very satisfying results. Question: how can my ex-mate and I talk about matters which concern both of us, especially the children, in an efficient, friendly manner? Answer: it seems that you already have a basis for friendly communication. You did not stress that you have difficulties communicating. It seems that you just want to make sure that you can maintain this when you're discussing things that might make one or the other of you feel bad. Keeping your goal in front of you, that you want your interactions with your ex-mate to be friendly and efficient, is one of the most helpful things you can do. Another thing, of course, is to introduce them to the one rule. Point out that there is just one rule. You both have to agree before you make any decisions. You can ask them if they'd like to know how and why this works. If they do not want to know, but are content with the fact that you both have to agree, let it be and begin. If they do want to know, you can explain that apparently our brain is hardwired to answer questions. You can demonstrate this by asking them a simple question, something you know is easy for them to answer. They'll experience for themselves how they instantly start to search for the answer. When we are asked a question, or when we ask ourselves a question, our brain immediately begins searching for an answer. The one rule is like asking our brain a question, so it immediately begins searching for an answer. We ask two primary questions. How can we find agreement? No. How we can find agreement? It should be. And what is really important to me in this situation? Your first agreement might be deciding that you both really want to discover harmonious solutions to any problem situations. It can make all the difference in the world to have both of you understanding that you each really want things to go well for each other, as well as for yourself and your kids. Remember that decisions that involve your kids have to include them in the agreement. It might be helpful to deal with one issue the first time. Completing one thing satisfactorily can be more efficient than dealing with several issues and not discovering a satisfying solution. Success breeds success. Even though you're no longer together as mates, you are most likely going to have some kind of contact for the rest of your lives because of your love for your kids. When your ex-mate is convinced that you really want things to work out for them also, unexpected enjoyment can show up in your life. I'm sure you can see how helpful the one rule is in creating an atmosphere of harmony between parents in spite of their differences. Since agreement is required, both parents can feel secure about having their needs met, even if right then they don't know how. Using the one rule creates a stable, unshakable foundation for the parents. They can build a trusting and trustworthy relationship on it. They have to find agreement. The more they practice this, the better they'll get at it. Okay, thanks for being here. Now, I'm going to go on to the next thing I wanted to do if there were no guests. And we'll see what happens after. Oh, wait, that is, okay, that's to tell me what might happen after, because this is what I wanted to share. This is, these are some of the stories that are going to go into the latest book. A series of stories solving situations. Okay, the family vacation and the one rule. Gabby, remember I told you about that new program I'm learning about, the one rule, where we can solve things as a family so that each of us gets to feel good? Yeah, I got some water before I continue. Okay. Let's see if I can close this thing up or move it or something. Close top, good, okay. Well, I've checked with your father and your brother and sister, but I haven't had time to check with you. I'd like to decide about our family vacation this summer. We need to plan now if we want to do some of the things we've been thinking of. Mom, I haven't had time to tell you, but I don't want to take a vacation with the family. I want to stay in town with my friends. Wow, that's a surprise. I think you and I and your dad need to meet. We can't decide about our family vacation until we figure this out. I really want you to come, but we'll come to some decision that we all like. I'll ask your brother and sister if it matters to them to be part of this discussion, since this is a family issue. When is a good time for you to meet with us? Sounds like everyone will be ganging up on me. I'm sorry if it sounds like that. but we're using the one rule now, coming to agreement. No decisions are made unless everyone involved agrees to them, really, truly agrees, because they like the idea. That includes you. If you don't like an idea, you just say no, and that idea can't be used. So is this evening after dinner good for you? I guess it's okay. Great. I'll tell the others about the change of plans. Let's get started. We were going to discuss where and when we are taking our family vacation this summer, but now we have to reach an agreement that everyone likes about Gabby going or not. Remember, we are using the one rule. So the rule is we find a solution that everyone involved likes and can agree to. So any idea that someone involved doesn't like can't be used. My idea is that I get to stay home during family vacation. No, Gabby. We already know that Gabby doesn't like the idea of having to go on the family vacation. And Crystal and I don't like the idea of her not going with us. So we can't use those ideas. I want to stay with my girlfriend, Jean. Let's all just stay home. Let's all stay home and do things here together. Gabby can invite a friend or two to come along. We could just stay here this vacation. We never do that. It might be interesting. If we do that, we can save our vacation money and go somewhere really great next year. This is sounding better and better. There's lots to do around here that we never get to do or never take time to see. We could take drives around here. We could visit friends we hardly ever get to see. We could invite people for dinner and barbecues. So are we agreed? We stay? Yes. Yes, yes. Sounds good. What a surprise ending. Let's set up a special savings account for next year's extravagant vacation. Let's get travel brochures and start dreaming and planning. Let's go to a travel agent and see everything that tourists like to do here. You want to do that, Gabby? Now you could have friends along if you want to go on our outings. Sure, Mom, that sounds like fun. I might not want to go on all of them, though. No problem. I want Gabby to go with us. What if you invite a friend of your own, Crystal, when Gabby doesn't want to go? Who can I ask? Well, let's make a list of children you might like to ask. Okay. Who's going to go to a travel agent to get brochures for our next vacation and of local things for this vacation? I'll go, Mom, since it's because of me that you're not going away this vacation. Great. Terry, you had the idea about the savings account. Sure, I'll take care of that tomorrow. Was there anything else? What about my list of friends? Right, Crystal. You and I can do that. We also have to have our first dreaming session about next year's vacation and our first planning session for this vacation. I'll have all the brochures here by the weekend. Maybe we could do that then. Does sometime this weekend work for everyone? Does anyone have plans yet? No plans. That's a good start. Let's make a Saturday brunch and have our first dreaming and planning session. Write it on the calendar before anyone makes any other plans. This was fun, Mom. I thought it was going to be awful. I'm happy the way everything is working out too, Gabby. It's great that you said what you needed. It's great that we figured things out, so we all get to have a good time, thanks to the one rule. Okay, at our Dreaming and Planning family brunch, we decided to meet today and see how this plan is working for all of us. I forgot to bring up the need for a follow-up meeting at our first meeting, so I'll go first. Everything's going well for me. Anyone else? Anyone having second thoughts? What are second thoughts, Mom? She means if you don't like our idea about having a family vacation here this year. Second thoughts means that you thought an idea was a good idea, but now you're thinking a different thought, a second thought about it, that maybe it's not a good idea. Oh, I like the idea. I've been making new friends since I asked some of the kids at school about going on trips around here. Lots of kids want to be able to go. Well, I'm sure we can work that out somehow. We just have to use the one rule. Yes, we just have to find our agreement. Anyone else? No? Well, let's schedule another dreaming and planning meeting. What about 2 weeks from Saturday? Another family brunch? What date is that? The 17th? Oh yeah, I'll be available. Sounds good. Max, will you write it on the calendar? Sure, Mom. We're all here. Is it okay with everyone to have a short meeting? Good. So what's up, Max? Well, I thought after dinner would be a good time for us all to meet. Something came up today that we need to agree on. I'm being offered a scholarship to soccer camp. It's happening right during our vacation. I want to accept, but I need it to be okay with all of you. Maybe there's something I'm not thinking of. Is it going to be near here? Yeah, but I have to stay on the college campus where it's being held for the whole week. I don't have a problem with this. Anyway, family vacation is for 2 weeks. You can still spend 1 week with us. Does anyone else have a problem with this? For sure you have to do this, Max. Thanks, Gabby. Thanks, everyone. I'll tell them tomorrow that I can go. Now, in only moments, something that could have caused a lot of trouble and bad feelings in the family. You have to be part of the vacation. I'm going and I don't care what you say. Is solved to everyone's satisfaction. Peace and harmony reign, thanks to the one rule. Here's another story. These stories, a version of these stories was in the first thing I ever created, a mini course, but now it's adapted to the one rule so it can go in the new book. Grandmother, grandson, and the one rule. Tony, I'm learning something called the one rule. It's a way we can solve our problems and we both get to feel good. I'm thinking of talking about homework. How does that sound to you? I don't want to talk about homework. Oh, I forgot to tell you. We won't decide to do anything unless I like it and you like it. That's the rule. We have to agree on a solution. What do you think about that? You mean I won't have to do my homework if I don't want to? I don't know about that. We'll have to come up with ideas about it, but only the ideas that you like and I like or we're going to try to do. If I don't like it, we won't use that idea. If you don't like it, we won't use that idea. What do you think? Well, I guess we could try. Shall we try right now? I want to go out and play right now. Shall we try after you come back? Sure. See, that's how the one rule works. We used the one rule and came to an agreement about when we're going to try the one rule. Tony, I'm so glad that we're finally going to try out the one rule. I'm sure we can find decisions that we agree on. So, I'm worried that you don't seem to get your homework done. I don't need to do homework. Although it may be tempting, she does not want to get distracted and get into a discussion about this right now. Well, that may be. I've been wondering, can we think of how you could have a good time doing your homework? What if I make your favorite snacks and you get to have them while you do your homework? Or what if you do your homework and I take you to all the baseball games at the stadium? What if I have all my friends over and we do homework together and you take me and all my friends to the stadium? What about 1 or 2 friends? I like having friends over and we do homework together. So what about the other ideas, snacks and baseball? Well, snacks are great, but I'd rather have my friends. And I'd like you to take me and a couple of my friends to baseball. It sounds like you'd feel okay about doing your homework if you had friends here to do it with you. Is that right? Yeah, doing my homework would be easy with my friends here. Let's give it a try. This is a great idea you had, Grandma. Why don't you call your friends and see if this is something they can do? If I need to speak with one of their parents, just let me know. Thanks, Grandma. Hey, Grandma, what about the baseball idea? We'll see. Maybe it can still happen later. Okay, I'm going to call Robert and Jimmy. Grandma, Robert can come tomorrow, but Jimmy's mom wants to talk to you. Is she on the phone? Yeah. Okay. Hi, Martha. Did you hear the plan? Oh, yes, I'll be here. I have a home business now. It's no problem. I think it will actually solve a problem I've had getting Tony to do his homework. Well, that's very nice of you, Martha. I'm sure sometimes they would like to go to your place. Okay, thanks for your approval. Hope you have a great evening. Bye. Okay, Tony, it's done. You can start tomorrow. Let me write this down so we don't forget. I'm going to go to Robert's to talk about our plan. First, let's plan a time to talk to make sure this is working for both of us. Oh, okay. Today is Wednesday. What about next weekend? Not the weekend coming up, but the one after. I have a soccer game. What about after your soccer game? Sure. I'll check back with you before the weekend to make sure this is still a good time for you and to tell you if it's still a good time for me. I'll write both of these, the meeting and the checking before the meeting, on our calendar in the kitchen. Can I go now? Yes, have fun and see you later. Grandma, this is working great. I just want Brady to come too. He really wants to join us and his parents have said it's okay. That sounds fine to me as long as you all continue to get your homework done. I'm really happy with that part. I never even have to say anything anymore. I hope your teacher's happy too. I get full points now. I should be getting A's in all my classes. I wonder if your teacher would like to hear what we did. I don't know, maybe. Well, let's meet again in 2 weeks, if that's okay with you, and see if adding Brady is a good idea. Okay, I'm sure it's going to be a good idea, but we can meet. I'm going to write to your teacher and maybe set up a meeting if she wants to learn more. I bet a lot of parents and kids could be helped by learning what we did. Okay, Grandma, I'm going to go play. See you later. Okay, Tony, have fun. See you later. Grandma? Yes, Tony. I want to have 3 more guys over this weekend to study for a big test. Can they each bring some snacks? I don't have time or enough food to feed that many hungry boys. Sure, I'll let them know. So is it okay? Sure, it's fine with me. This is how quickly differences can be settled now with the one rule. Quickly getting to agreement, making sure your needs are met, and helping others get their needs met. May your family and every aspect of your life be filled with peace, love, and joy. Okay. Last of the stories. I noticed that I'd pulled up a lesson. This is a series of lessons, and I didn't look at this, but I'll tell you about it. This was the training that got created before the one rule. So you'll see that a lot of the foundation is in here. Okay, the Harmonize Fast Formula. The Harmonize Fast Formula can work simply, quickly, as long as you remember to adopt a positive respect mindset. This is what makes the strong foundation. This is the bridge between hearts that ensures that it works easily. These are the elements of a positive respect mindset. And you'll see if you've been involved in this learning about the one rule, you'll see that this is how I suggest introducing the one rule, or most of this. I don't use the positive respect words anymore. Remember the 3 elements. 1, we are each important. 2, we each deserve to have what we want. And instead of positive respect, we can use the one rule to help this happen. Okay. I realized that as I was going over these, okay, when the process that is called the one rule originated, took form, even though it had no name, these 3 things came out, and they are what I shared with the 2 little girls who both wanted to swing on the same swing. Only with them, instead of we are each important, because I was just the mediator, I said, you are each important. And I pointed to each of them. I said, you are important and you are important. Then I also said something along the lines of you each deserve to have what you want, and something along the lines of, and we're going to figure out, how to solve this so that you both feel good, something like that. Anyway, this is a good way to introduce this to other people. Once you have figured out for yourself how to get easily and quickly to what you want in a situation, so that is clear in your mind, then introducing it to other people, these 3 points are very helpful. Okay. Level 1, clarity, the lightning round. Misunderstandings cause many problems. I have witnessed this too much in ordinary conversations. Clearing up possible misunderstandings is the first round of the Harmonize Fast Formula. This is the fastest and easiest round and the beginning point. Sometimes simply, clearly understanding what the people involved want and don't want, mean and don't mean, untangles the situation. Like the following story of the 2 sisters and the lemon. 2 sisters lived together far from town. They didn't talk about it, but each was planning to use the lemon in the refrigerator the next day. In the morning, when they both went for the lemon, when they realized that they both wanted to use the lemon, each thought that she would let her sister use the lemon. When each ended up explaining why she wanted the lemon, it turned out that they could both use the lemon. One sister wanted the juice for lemon water to do a 1-day fast. The other sister wanted to use the zest for some cookies. Imagine how many solutions might be discovered with simply understanding what the people involved want and don't want. It is important to be sure that communications are clearly sent and clearly received. It might not be good enough to assume that they understood you or that you understood them. It may be necessary to confirm the understanding. I heard you say, for example, I heard you say that you only want the lemon juice. Is that right? Or, so you want me to, for example, so you want me to use the lemon? Or, did you mean, for example, did you mean that you only need the lemon zest? Once there is clear understanding, if a solution is not discovered, at least you come out of this round knowing what the other person wants, so that you do have a clear understanding of the goals. Level 2. I'm not sure where these lesson 9, 10, not sure. They might be in the 1 rule, I'm not sure. Anyway. Level 2, agreement round. In this round, the first idea that everyone likes is the solution. Now, this is in the 1 rule also. This is the 1 rule. Okay. This is what I learned from 3-year-old children. They easily, almost instantaneously, adopted a positive respect mindset once it was introduced to them. They were introduced to the elements. One, we are each important. This is the critical one, folks. We are each important. That's the core, the foundation, the root of the one rule. The one rule is how to demonstrate this, how to live this with others, even with yourself, even solving inner things. Okay, we each deserve to have what we want, and we use positive respect to help this happen. This wasn't formalized at the time, it wasn't. So that's not how I said it, but, and now I would say we use the one rule. So when differences came up, they would quickly and easily find harmonious solutions on their own after they understood how it worked. And that's what happened. It's amazing. A few sessions like this with a few different students, different situations, and all the students got it. And these sessions with these students were just with them. It's not like it was in front of all the students and everybody saw, but somehow everybody knew. Somehow, after a few of these, then they would just automatically, as it says here, quickly and easily find harmonious solutions. Okay, if the agreement round does not reveal a solution, you can go deeper into understanding why. Lesson 11. I'm thinking this might be the first training on the one rule. Not sure, but I think so. Level 3, understanding round. You each get a chance to explain why you like a possible solution and or why you don't. This gives everyone more information and can result in a winning solution. A winning solution is a solution that everyone involved likes and agrees to. It brings everyone's awareness to what the people involved are thinking, needing, feeling. It often only takes minor shifts that one person thinks of, but others hadn't, and a solution is revealed. If these strategies don't help you discover a solution that you all like, you can harmonize using 7 steps to harmony. Used to be end conflict now. Plan for calm plus. This is interesting. I didn't know this would be coming, but this is really important. And one of my favorite things, one of the things I use all during the day. Plan for calm plus. So today I'm going to share a few simple strategies with you so that you can ease your stress, reduce your overwhelm. Instead of stress, you'll feel calm. Instead of overwhelmed or guilty or worried, you'll feel a sense of ease. This works, folks. I'm going to share tools, skills, and strategies I've used as a parent and teacher, and some new ones I've discovered and created for my personal well-being. If you're feeling stress, it is most likely you're going to want to be able to ease your stress right in the middle of stressful situations. It helps if you become aware of increasing stress as you start to feel it. It's kind of like something I used to call my cue. I wrote about it in my first book and in my basic trainings. It was what I felt before I got upset. I'm sure it's a similar process with stress. Of course, you can see that it's much easier to change your direction before there is much momentum in the direction you're headed in. Pay attention to how you're feeling. Notice changes. Maybe you notice a tightness in your neck or shoulders. Maybe you'll notice that you're clenching your jaw or your abdomen or even holding your breath. This is your cue. Discovering your cue is the first step. You may already be aware of what it is. The next step is doing something about it, something de-stressing, because you don't have a lot. Oh, this was during COVID times. So, and everybody, it was when people had to stay home. So I'm not going to go into that. The following list comes from my original Plan for Calm and from more current discoveries. Choose what works for you. Time out. This keeps coming to mind, so let's start with this. That was when I was creating this, that's what kept coming to mind. It's best if you explain to your family that in order to keep in a good mood, sometimes you're going to have a timeout, and ask them to please not bother you until your timeout is over. Where, as long as everyone is safe, choose your place. If you need to be present in the room, you might sit in a corner or even just be there listening to something on your earbuds, music, inspirational, calming. How long? Hopefully as long as you need to get into a good frame of mind. You could decide beforehand and tell everyone, set a timer, or just tell them you'll stop when you feel good again. During your timeout, do something that is satisfying for you with the intention to feel better. Read for a while, listen to music, play music, sing, take a shower or bath if you can, meditate, visualize, work out, dance, call a friend if that works. Go to your shop if you can, something that makes you feel better. Change your focus. Two ways to do this come to mind, but they both result in changing what you're thinking about. In fact, everything in timeout does that too. The reason this helps is because what you're thinking about is what is causing the stress. Change those thoughts and something more enjoyable to something more enjoyable, and you can start to relax. You can do the following wherever you are. Observe something you enjoy, something in nature, your pet, your kids. Think an enjoyable thought, at least a more enjoyable thought of the past, the present, the future. Or 3, just focus on your breathing. Take deep, slow breaths. This is how we breathe when we're calm. 4, my pattern interrupt. This is what I do a lot during the day. Choose a positive phrase, word, sentence, mantra. Repeat it silently in your mind. Now, that's good if you can do that. But if you can't, and sometimes I can't, I'll just almost say it. I won't say it, but I'll mouth it. I'll mouth it. And then at some point, then I will be able to repeat it silently in my mind. It might take a few days even before it gets to that level where it can just be in my mind. So I'm going to be changing this because mouthing it works too. For me, it vanishes when I'm feeling good again. That can happen too. Sometimes I deliberately keep it going as much as I can because that's probably why, see, for me, it vanishes when I'm feeling good again. Although the above strategies are effective at reducing stress and overwhelm, the following strategy can prevent much of your stress and overwhelm from being created, especially when it comes to your kids. Imagine your home, everyone getting along, helping each other. This doesn't mean there are no differences in opinion, values, interests, needs, but you now have the means to harmonious solutions. And each of you know this, practice it, and reap the benefits. The one rule does it all. Knowing and following the one rule is all you really need to create harmony between you and your kids. Okay, I'm not going to go into this. Maybe next week. Okay. Now let's stop the screen share, or let's see. Let me see if I can get this out. Because I wanted to share with you things that are going on. And it's almost end time here. Okay. If you want to get all of this and so much more, 111 archived trainings, videos, ebooks, only $1.99 a month. This promotion was actually put together for peace groups, international peace groups. So because the one rule is acknowledged and an important foundation for creating peace and harmony between people. So I created this membership site where you not only get archived things, but you get the latest things also. I'm not sure if you'll get everything. You might not get if you want access to me, you can always come on this show. Okay. I'm going to, let's see, maybe I can get this up before end with this. The one rule, because we are each important. Okay, have a great week, everyone. Huh. Okay. Stopping Facebook Live.